Okay, hello everyone, my name is Paul. I've been an English teacher for quite a long time. I've decided to start making some revision guides for students and putting them on YouTube. So this is the very first one that I've ever done, but what I'm going to be doing today is looking at some key quotes from An Inspector Calls, which is a play that I love to teach and I try to make as interesting as possible for my students. So I'm going to look at each character from the play and look at 3 key quotes from each character and just talk you through them, why they're important quotes, why the characters say them, why Priestley might have got his characters to say them as well. Okay, I'm going to move on to Eric now. Eric is an interesting character, as I'm sure you know from the video clips or the parts of the play that you've been studying already. But he very quickly becomes a character that's very self-aware and is able to reflect on what he's done and feel very guilty about it, just like his sister. He's done arguably a lot worse than his sister. Yes, she helped to get Eva unemployed for her to lose her job, but Eric effectively sexually assaulted Eva and took advantage of her. He saw her as an object. It wasn't out of petty jealousy that he attacked her. He simply took on his role as a member of the upper class and saw Eva as an object. And he does feel guilty because at the end of the play he talks about what's the use of talking and behaving sensibly. We're beginning to pretend that nothing's happened at all. He can't just forget, he can't just brush everything under the carpet now that they believe the inspector might not be real. He says, look, we've got to think about this. I still did what I did. The girl's still dead, isn't she? So those rhetorical questions at the end of the quote help to emphasise his frustration at the way that his family are behaving, the guilt that he feels about his own actions, the sense of frustration that there's nothing he can do about it. Eva's gone, you know, she's dead, or it doesn't even matter that, you know, she's still dead, and they can't bring her back. And Sheila feels exactly the same way. But for Mr. Birling, for Mrs. Birling, and to a lesser extent for Gerald, it's very much about protecting their own reputation, protecting their own identities within society, rather than reflecting on what's happened and feeling bad about it. And Eric keeps reiterating it towards the end of the play. He says, whoever the inspector was, it doesn't matter, I still did what I did. It doesn't matter if Eva is a composite of different people or if she's a work of fiction. He still sexually assaulted that girl. He still got her pregnant. He still stole money from his father's factory. He's done all those wrongs, and his drinking was a way of him covering it up and not having to reflect on it and think about it. But now it's all out in the open, everyone knows about it. His behaviour towards his family changes. He's no longer so strange and half assertive and half shy as he's referred to at the start of the play. He's quite emotive. He's standing up to his parents and saying, this is wrong, we have to do something about this. We can't just ignore what's happened. The rest of you did what you did to her. And then also there's a really good quote earlier on the play when Arthur's talking about how he got Eva fired from his factory, and he says, I couldn't have done anything else. And Gerald says, you know, I completely agree with you. But Eric actually questions his father and he says, you could have kept her on. He says that, you know, I call it tough luck. You could have kept her on the factory, you didn't need to fire her. So just like Sheila, he's not towing that line. He does question the actions of his parents and he thinks, well, that's unjust, that's unfair. So he has a conscience, and that grows throughout the play. And when eventually everything comes out and he's aware of everything and his family are aware of everything, that's when he's able to stand up to his parents and say, what's happened is wrong and we have to feel guilty about it. Okay, so I've been through every major character in the play. I haven't spoken about Edna. I know that lots of students love Edna, but she doesn't really say a lot, and she is an important character in many ways, but because she doesn't say anything, I can't really talk about her in terms of key quotes. But I hope you found the video useful. If you click on the links at the end of it, you'll go to my shop with lots of revision guides and resources for both students and for teachers. You can subscribe to my videos, which I'm hoping to make quite a few from now onwards. You can go to my Twitter feed, to my Facebook feed, there's all sorts of things at the end. Thank you for listening, I hope that was useful.